The hook. First 30 seconds. It is April 2024, and deep within the concrete arteries of the Pentagon, a frantic internal investigation has just begun. The immediate question consuming every security analyst is not what was stolen, but who was trusted enough to steal it. Documents detailing sensitive U.S. intelligence regarding Israeli strike plans are now in the wild, a systemic breach on par with the worst failures in history. But the shocking truth is this: the enemy who exposed these critical blueprints wasn't breaching from Moscow or Beijing. They were sitting at a cleared desk, typing on an authorized keyboard. The leaker inside the machine was already operational. Chapter 1. Echoes of Collapse. The gravity of this betrayal is immediately contextualized against a terrifying timeline. This isn't a one-off event, it is the latest, most devastating iteration of institutional failure. The shadow cast by the 2022 and 2023 Pentagon document dumps still looms large, exposing operational details about the Russian invasion of Ukraine, information that could be and potentially was used against Kyiv in real-time combat. That release was already deemed a far more drastic leak than the older diplomatic cables from 2010, those historical footnotes detailing the Vietnam conflict. Now, the level of access required for the 2024 leak suggests an even deeper infiltration. Every time the machine's secrets surface, the foundation of global trust fractures further. We are watching alliances fray in real time, a direct consequence of the secrets of the machine being exposed. The external threat is also adapting. Concurrent reports reveal a separate, massive data leak exposing a Chinese cyber arsenal, targeting close allies like Japan, India, and the United Kingdom. The internal chaos provides the perfect cover for external exploitation. The hunt for the source involves tracking digital breadcrumbs, analyzing metadata for motives hidden within internal communications, such as an email mentioning a critical story regarding a politician's attitude towards service members, discovered during a routine IT review. The Senate Committee on Armed Services has already demanded answers, launching an official inquiry that screams of systemic vulnerability. The investigation is not just forensic, it is political. Chapter 2. The Anatomy of Access. To understand the sheer audacity of this breach, we must examine the architecture of the system itself. Accessing the kind of raw, operational planning documents, the blueprints for conflict, requires clearance at the highest levels. This person bypassed layers designed to monitor every keystroke, every file transfer, every physical badge swipe. The information stolen was not general policy, it was tactical, immediate, and deeply consequential for strategic partners. The collapse of faith in the U.S. security apparatus is palpable among allied governments. They are now forced to question every piece of intelligence shared, every joint strategy session, wondering if the person briefing them is simultaneously downloading the file for public release. The machine is designed for compartmentalization, for oversight, for absolute control over the flow of sensitive data. Yet a single individual managed to circumvent these safeguards, transforming an approved workstation into a platform for global disinformation or perhaps calculated exposure. The digital evidence suggests a methodical approach, perhaps even testing the waters with smaller, less impactful releases before hitting the main target. We look for patterns in who the leakers seemed to be protecting, or conversely, who they seemed intent on damaging. The investigation relentlessly pursues the background and motivations of every individual with access to those highly specific operational files. Chapter 3. The Ghost in the Wires. The central mystery remains. Who is the leaker inside the machine, and what was their ultimate goal? Was this an act of ideological conviction, a belief that the public needed to know the true nature of ongoing operations? Or was it something more complex, perhaps directed by an external intelligence service seeking to sow maximum discord? History provides grim context. We have seen this before. Men and women who felt that institutional secrecy was a form of treason against the public trust. They often leave behind breadcrumbs, small signals embedded in the data itself, hoping someone will follow the trail to their rationale. The digital exfiltration, the physical trigger for the digital collapse, is often symbolized by a single act, the insertion of a small device, a physical transfer of data out of the secure perimeter. This final act breaks the digital containment. The men and women tasked with stopping this tide are working under immense pressure, tracing lines through holographic screens that map out compromised data pathways, searching for the moment that device was plugged in. They have to determine if this was one person acting alone, or if the term "the leaker" is merely a convenient label for a network that has successfully embedded itself within the deepest layers of the command structure. The payoff and conclusion. The consequences are real. Diplomatic crises are unfolding in closed-door meetings around the world. Allies who relied on shared intelligence are now forced to rely only on themselves. Their faith in the American security promise severely eroded. The machine, built on layers of trust and redundancy, has proven fatally vulnerable to the determined individual, operating within its authorized shell. As investigators search for the motive, they are hunting for the face behind the access badge, the ideology that drove them to compromise national security secrets, spanning from the current conflict in Ukraine to sensitive operational plans involving key partners like Israel. The final, terrifying realization is that the protocols designed to keep secrets safe, the physical barriers, the digital encryptions, the background checks, all failed. Because the greatest threat was never outside the fence, it was already logged in, waiting for the moment to strike. The only certainty in this ongoing collapse is the enduring pattern. The deeper the secrecy, the more devastating the eventual betrayal.